Hello everyone. Today, we'll talk about what keeps us from becoming the best version of ourselves. Why so many strive for growth, for success, to change something in their lives. Yet often we find nothing works and we slip into feelings of powerlessness. We'll explore those very problems that block our financial success, our personal life success, and even the success of creating our own reality so we can live as we wish. These same obstacles also affect our health, appearance, and other benefits. They bring anxiety, lack of inner energy and strength, leading to a sense that our situation is hopeless, or that we ourselves are helpless against the outside world, as though external events overshadow our ability to influence our own lives. We're talking about blocks or internal obstacles that stand in the way of our freedom, happiness, health and so on. But before we dive in, let me introduce myself for anyone new here or who's unfamiliar with me. I'm someone whose abilities were never blocked. I have strong empathy and a unique gift to perceive the subtle plane, enabling me to read information about past and future events and about people. Furthermore, I see these blocks both within individuals and in the world around us, and I help others remove them. I believe everyone inherently has the same abilities many call supernatural. In reality, they're normal, they're just blocked. My work is to help remove these blocks, giving people freedom of mind, freedom in their own reality. In other words, teaching them how to shape their own lives through true intention so they become masters of their own fate. I also help people free themselves of addictions and more. Every obstacle I mentioned, anything blocking inner strength, comes down to blockages. You might have heard about blocks to success, blocks to money flow, blocks to beauty or abundance, and so forth. Often it's generalized, remove the block and you'll be fine. On one hand, that sounds good. But on the other hand, I see the information is a bit distorted. The so-called block is not simply an external barrier on some income stream from above. Instead, a genuine blockage that stops you from becoming your best self lives at the level of consciousness. I call this social programming or the mental cage. You may recall Plato saying, the best slave is one who thinks he is free. This implies that if you don't see your own chains, you believe you're free. Yet the shackles remain invisible. So let's talk about those invisible shackles holding us back, shackles that limit our freedom, happiness, health, and more. See, in my view, these are precisely the blocks I often mention: social programming, which has shaped our minds to feel like powerless nobodies. We're told we can't direct our own happiness, manage our own health, or influence our own reality. We're convinced that life doesn't fully depend on us. These are the blocks set upon us through endless depreciation and manipulation, so subtle that most people don't even notice. And we still believe the worldview we have is correct, not realizing that, for the most part, we're living in a hole of distorting mirrors. Not just a personal distortion, but a system-wide scenario in which each of us sees everything through our own crooked mirror. I'd like to share how I perceive these crooked mirrors on the subtle plane. First, I see that each person views reality through the filter of a mirror. The real world is behind them, but they turn and face a mirror. So, instead of clearly seeing reality, they see its reflection, or rather a reflection that can be distorted. If it's a normal mirror, we see a shape that mostly fits our real face or surroundings, but in a crooked mirror, our reflection is warped. They apply to everyday life. When people are told black is white and white is black, or that dying is good, or not dying is bad, or that certain people deserve death or abuse, these are manipulations that reshape our sense of right and wrong. I find many blocks inside people. A huge one is the phenomenon of total self-devaluation. Someone wins a significant competition or accomplishes the seemingly impossible, yet they think, I didn't really do anything special, it was a luck or circumstance. They fail to realize their own greatness or hard work. That's a classic crooked mirror scenario, believing you're worthless when, in fact, you're quite remarkable. Sometimes it's reversed. Someone takes credit for achievements that actually belong to others. In both cases, it's a twisted reflection. That's precisely what I call shapeshifters, flipping black and white, good and bad. In that old Soviet film, Kingdom of Crooked Mirrors, the ugly became beautiful, the beautiful turned ugly, and so forth. We also see it in everyday moral distortions. Someone who stands up for justice is labeled troublesome, while those who stand aside are praised. It's all a huge case of crooked mirrors, flipping equalities around. Another example, the young can seem old, and the old can seem young. In life, we see older folks who, perhaps, have carried more system programming. But it's not always so. Some older souls never allowed themselves to be fully blocked, they remain open and wise. But yet in many cases, the older we get, the more blockages accumulate if we're not mindful. Even at the psychological level as we age, these mental blocks intensify if we don't clear them, halting our growth. Our soul's incarnation is ongoing. Even as an adult, your soul is meant to keep manifesting. But those blocks hamper true soul expression. They're not just random obstructions to finances or health, they're made to stop you from bringing your soul's gifts into the world. Hence, real block removal is about bridging the gap between soul, consciousness, and body. Subtle plane shapeshifters embed illusions in your mind, stunting your mental and spiritual growth. Your soul may be very advanced, maybe from the seventh or eighth density, but these manipulations force your consciousness to remain small, ignoring your soul's wisdom. If you're returning to a kingdom of crooked mirrors, there's also that theme of someone who is famished looking vibrant, while someone well-fed looks frail. This concept resonates with successful success illusions we see all over social media, a seemingly glowing individual with an ideal family or a glamorous lifestyle, even though behind the scenes they might actually be miserable. Many influencers, taught by PR training, produce a polished, happy family, perfect life fast ad, even if they're deeply unhappy or hate what they must do. They do it for photos or videos, not for genuine joy. That's the sad clown phenomenon. On stage, a clown laughs, but backstage he's depressed. Similarly, many people are stuck chasing successful success they don't really want, sacrificing energy, health, or even authenticity to maintain an image. Meanwhile, someone with far fewer material possessions might actually feel far more satisfied and abundant in the truest sense. So we want happiness, but society offers us illusions about how to achieve it. They say, be X or Y to be happy. True happiness is not about certain items or external labels. It's about the inner state, your sense of harmony and well-being. If you measure your worth by objects or brand names, that's a serious distortion. You should be the one who bestows value upon those items, not the other way around. When you see extremely wealthy people in despair or addicted to harmful things, you realize material success often lacks authentic happiness. A better approach is to manage our own reality with intentional living, knowing what we personally need for our own happiness, independent of social programming. So, watch out for these illusions, these crooked mirrors, of people with shining public success may be exhausted and powerless inside, playing a never-ending role. They can't exit the role for fear of revealing their real life. Meanwhile, others who appear less flashy may be living in genuine joy. Remember that whether your bag is designer or simple, the true question is your inner state. That's where real happiness resides. I've seen enough of these illusions to know that the real path to a fulfilling life is intention and self-governance, so you can choose and shape your reality rather than letting outside forces shape it for you. So, in conclusion, if we want to shed our chains, we must direct our attention toward finding and destroying these invisible shackles. We must be prepared to see them as they surface and remove them. I'll do my best to help by sharing insights and practices. I already have various resources, a free foundations of new thinking course linked in my Zen section, multiple streams in the Sonekni Club about self-realization, practical videos on disconnecting the key, and even lessons about healing or reversing certain illnesses. I also have more in-depth courses available like the Foundations for Shaping Your Life with Intention and the Disconnecting the Key course dedicated to removing deeper blockages. It's all about exposing these systems of manipulation so we can break free. People who have enrolled in these courses sometimes discover they naturally quit smoking, drinking, or other dependencies simply by understanding their deeper programming. My goal is always liberation, helping you realize your true capacity. So that's all for today. I know this is a lengthy discussion, and you may want to watch or read through it more than once because there's a lot here on both conscious and subconscious levels. Some people say each rewatch helps them notice new points they missed initially. It's like unlocking multiple doors. Each door you open reveals more doors behind it. I'm sending everyone so much love. This is your Nadezhda Soneknaya saying goodbye for now. Lastly, if you'd like to help more people awaken and discover their invisible chains, just give a like and leave a comment. Then this content reaches more people, allowing them to decide if they want this information or not. Hopefully that helps them on their own path toward freedom and clarity. Take care, everyone, and until next time, that's all for today. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and share my channel. Become a member of my Telegram channel and discuss with like-minded people as a supporting club member.